Gentlemen, touch gloves. I wish you both the best of luck. We gave you the rules yesterday at the rules meeting. I gave you again earlier on this evening. You must protect yourself at all times. If you don't, I will do it for you. Watch your head. No punches to the back of the head. Nothing in the kidney and nothing below the belt. If your opponent's on the ground for any reason, don't punch him. If you do, it's a penalty, not foul. Do you understand that? Touch gloves. Go back to your corner and wait for the belt.
So the 22-year-old from New Zealand then, Joseph Parker, gets a real chance to step up here against Marcelo Nascimento in the red trunks with his back to you at the moment. And if Parker could make an impact here, then he'll really announce himself. Early stages of his career, remember, his trainer Kevin Barry has described this as an incredible opportunity for his fighter, but it is also a big risk to take this early. But I guess they decided it's one that they really couldn't turn down. Just a reminder, Nascimento beaten by both Tyson Fury and Manuel Cha down in the first round against Fury. But he didn't disgrace himself in that company, and he's certainly been operating 2 or 3 levels above Parker, who's made a nice, confident, relaxed start here, the man from Auckland in New Zealand. Although there's Nascimento looking for that right hand over the top straight away. Right to the body from Parker. Well, if you were worried about nerves from the younger man, I think you need worry no more. Really like his approach here so far, trying to dominate things from the center of the ring. If he is nervous, he's doing a very good job of hiding it. Seven out of 7, 6 knockouts in those 7 fights for Joseph Parker. Not many names, though, that you would recognize, apart from that of Franz Botha, who he put away. Second round TKO a couple of fights ago. If you're a Parker fan and you were hoping that Nascimento would be looking a little careworn and road-worn and showing his age, well, looks in pretty good shape to me. Parker looked for a big overhand right, and so too did Nascimento. A sense of the two feeling each other out. Not sure Parker needs to be doing that at the moment, looking for those huge swinging shots that have missed by a long way. He was controlling it pretty nicely anyway. Judged it distance fairly well. And it has been a fairly scrappy and sketchy opening round, but you'd have to say that Parker's done enough to win it. Closing moments then of this first round. Oh, it's a great right hand from Parker. He'd been lining up that shot for the whole of the first round, and Nascimento looks shaken. Is he going to get to his feet here? Shakily he does, but it's a 10-8 round for Parker, and Nascimento has a minute to recover from that. Great action there in the opening round, and wow, what a night it could be for Joseph Parker. Here it is again, lined him up, and he's been trying with that swinging right hook throughout the first round, and he connected.
Must keep his hands up.
Looks okay, doesn't he? Got to recover his senses now. The advice for Parker here has to be pick your shots. You've got time. Don't go in there and try and finish it now and burn yourself out. Kevin Barry's been around, and I'm sure that will be the instruction, but explosive start to this. See that Nascimento's a little wary now of his young opponent here. What a way to announce yourself to a worldwide audience. Looks for the combination again there, Parker. Rather jumped into that. Got Nascimento on the back foot here. But he too will be wary of the Brazilian's power. Nascimento looking for that straight right hand. Parker just flicking with that jab a bit. Needs to get his weight right and put more behind that shot. Looking for that right to the body there, Parker. And then Nascimento responding. Good pressure again, and Parker caught the Brazilian with a right hook again there. He took the shot a bit better this time, but it's good pressure this, albeit slightly ragged pressure from the New Zealander at the moment. Really impressed with him though. 22 years of age, he's allowed to be raw, but he's channeling that power pretty well here so far. Again, Nascimento trying to line up his younger opponent. He'll just be thinking about hanging on in there and trying to catch Parker later on. Well, we had an explosive finish to the first. Will we get a similar thing in the second round here? Parker again looked for the exact same shot with which he caught Nascimento at the end of that first. Right hook from Nascimento. Both men are missing a lot in this second round. But by virtue of being on the front foot throughout it, I think Parker has to take it. Little word rather than a warning from the referee. Nascimento looking for that wild right uppercut there, and his work is pretty wild. Another round for Parker. 10-8 in the opening round, remember, with that knockdown. Interesting to see Kevin Barry just having a word with the referee about Nascimento pushing Parker's head down.
Okay, and don't start following him around. Okay, step across. When you step across your jab, hey Phil. Okay, just try and get a little closer with your jab. Too far. Yes, too far away.
Yeah, illustrating there what Kevin Barry was saying. Let's get a little bit closer with that jab. Try and judge the distance a little better.
Much better. Perhaps just, hey, if you're close, feint and just drop two body shots.
Really good corner work that, isn't it? Calm, measured advice that the fighter can actually take on board and use. Also interested to hear him say, don't follow him around, make him follow you. So Joseph Parker, the 22-year-old from New Zealand in those yellow and purple trunks, up against the far more experienced Marcelo Nascimento of Brazil, who would have come into this fight as the favourite, certainly. No one knew a great deal about Parker. We know a little more now. Joseph's kid brother, John, is showing some real promise as an amateur as well. And this is good work in the pros from big brother. Been boxing since he was 11 years of age and waiting for this moment to take his chance here in Germany and step up at least a level to start mixing it in higher class. Fighters need nights like this. It's probably come a bit early for him, but he's determined to prove everyone who thought that wrong. Again, just falling a little short with that jab. Nascimento with a bit of success there, but only sporadic success, really. Whether his plan is to try and take it late, it's not normally the Nascimento way. Parker again looking for that right hand, glancing blow rather than catching the Brazilian directly, but Nascimento now knows all about Joseph Parker's power. Looks for it again with the combination. It might look a bit wild, but it's certainly effective when he connects. Doesn't want to waste too much work though, Parker. That was Nascimento off balance. Jab sort of caught him on the top of the chest there. He does look a little discombobulated, the Brazilian. Couldn't really be going much better for Joseph Parker. Must be wary, though, of that counter, particularly that right hand that Nascimento is looking for all night long. Another round for Parker for me. He's moving into a pretty good lead here. Have a listen to the corners. Well, unfortunately, my Portuguese doesn't quite stretch to it. And that's Carlos Nascimento dos Santos. And here's more of that good work from Parker.
Meu, jab direto. Feijão com arroz. Vamos ganhar dele. Vamos lá.
So round 4 of a schedule 10 here. We have quite a story developing. A new name with which to maybe conjure in the heavyweight ranks without getting too carried away. But this is a big night for the New Zealander here, Joseph Parker. In the yellow and purple trunks, up against Marcelo Nascimento. Parker, 11 years, the Brazilian's junior, and he's had him down in the first round. In my opinion, he's won the subsequent rounds as well. Looking nice and relaxed and calm, and taking on board Kevin Barry's advice in the corner and doing a really good job so far. I don't think Nascimento would have expected an easy night, but he might not have known just how tricky this kid was. Parker again looking for that huge right hand. Slammed into the ropes in the end. He missed by such a long way. Do worry just a little about all that energy he's expending. Will it come to haunt him later in the fight? You can see what Nascimento's doing. He's constantly looking for that opening on the counter. He realizes that Parker's a bit ragged, and he's hoping for a window to open, but it hasn't done so far, or at least he hasn't been able to take advantage of it. One punch, though, could turn the tide of this fight around. Fell short there, Nascimento. Came over to the UK and fought in prize fighter. Was beaten by Thor Hamer in that, disappointingly. Plenty of people thought that 3-round format would suit him. That was the middle of 3 consecutive defeats against Yobo Pudar, Hamer, and then Solomon Hamuno. Good work again there from Parker. Again, misses with the right. The crowd are almost cheering him on, trying to get him to throw those right hands. Nascimento needs to do something to turn this around. If you're not careful, fights can fall into a rhythm, and before you know it, you're too far behind. Missed out on the 2012 Olympic squad. Joseph Parker, that's when he turned pro, decided to give it a go. Looks like a good decision at the moment, doesn't it? He was a quarter-finalist at the 2010 Commonwealth Games in Delhi as well, Parker. Just 18 when he did that. And he's caught him with a left there. Nascimento just rocked again. And he's in a bit of trouble and trying to hang on, but the success right at the end of the round again. If Parker can get him rocking earlier in a round, he might be able to finish it. Let's hear Kevin Barry.
4 punches together with this guy, he'll go. Punches together with this guy, he'll go. A couple of times you're getting them too close.
There it is, he was off balance. Parker almost running after him. It's a little ungainly, but there's a lot to work with.
Tá cansado, Marcelo? Mas dá pra você ganhar. Vamos lá, Marcelo. Vamos lá, Marcelo. Por favor, Marcelo, ganha esse cara, mano. Dá pra tu ganhar, mano. Joga golpe reto. Golpe reto. Breathe. Levanta a guarda. A mão aqui, ó. A mão aqui. Beleza? Levanta a guarda, Marcelo. Vamos lá.
Well, I've got Parker 5 points up here, and I can't really see how you wouldn't. Then again, some of the judging decisions we've had in the recent years, you never know, but opening round was a 10-8 round, and he might not have connected with everything in subsequent rounds, but he's certainly done enough to win them. Parker again, the aggressor. Kevin Barry was telling him in the corner there, if you catch this guy with a combination and a couple of other punches, he is there to go. You have got him. Interesting that Barry telling him to look for that knockout. He knows his fighter better than us, though. Just wonder, he's clearly a long way ahead in the fight, whether caution would be a better idea, but I suppose there's always that lingering threat of Nascimento, and you've got to keep him under the pump. Looks for that right hand again. Nascimento and his team will be looking for signs of Parker slowing down. The end of this round will be halfway through the 10. Having looked stylish in that opener and the second, behind that jab, Parker is looking a little heavier on his feet here. He's breathing a little heavier. And also looking a bit more predictable, almost walking and stalking and throwing. The question is, how much does Nascimento have left to take advantage of that? Parker looking to work to the body. Nascimento just seems to be constantly looking for that one big shot that would turn it round. It's not about sustained pressure. It's almost about the Hollywood shot. Good fight, though, this. Just a single jab. You'd like to see him double up that jab, wouldn't you? Again, trying to set him up, left hand, right hand over the top. Nascimento with a chopping left hook. And then a good right hand again from Parker, connects. Didn't get his weight behind it, though. He was almost off the ground as he threw that. Neither man's timing has been quite there, but Parker has certainly looked the better man. Another right from Parker. He's again done enough, more than enough to win this round. stretches that lead for me.
Keep your distance in the corner and step across. Just find your right hand. That's what I'm saying. He's drifting out. He's drifting out.
Yeah, it's good work again, isn't it, from Parker there?
Jogar com o segundo de esquerda, subir pro direto no meio. Faz isso. Bloqueia aqui, ó. Bloqueia aqui, joga direto no meio que tu pega ele. Bloqueia aqui da esquerda e pega o direto no meio. Contra a golpe.
Marcelo, ele é fraco.
Vamos lá. Daí.
Over halfway then in this scheduled 10-rounder. Joseph Parker in the purple and gold, the man from New Zealand, from a fighting family, is trying to make his mark here tonight. Furthest Parker has been is the unanimous decision in 6 that he won over Bryce Ratani-Ko. So he'll be moving into uncharted territory soon, and that maybe is what gives Nascimento a chance. And now he is starting to unload. I think he's had a talking to in his corner, the Brazilian. Good right uppercut there from Nascimento. I wonder if Parker was looking a bit heavy-legged. Maybe Nascimento senses the tide changing. Got the youngster backed up, but needs to take advantage. And Parker, for me, looks like he's maybe starting to run out of gas here. Nascimento stalking him. Again, looking for that right. Got to start moving his feet and moving his head, and Kevin Barry looks worried in the corner. Nascimento keeps looking for that big shot. Cut on the left ear there of Parker. Not that that's going to bother him at the moment. Just caught Nascimento the glancing blow with that right hand, but showing that he still has some power left. Nascimento caught him on the way in there. Good little scrap, this one. Nascimento with a chopping right. That might have just done a little bit of damage there. Parker's taken plenty in this round. It's the first sense that you've had that Nascimento's even in this fight. Again, he looks for that right, which comes off the gloves of Parker. Parker looks maybe a little brighter now. Maybe he just got through that mini crisis. Both men have come to fight, certainly. See that blood above the left eye of Parker? That's from the cut on the ear, I think. Let's have a look at that in between rounds, but whether it is from a cut just above the eyebrow. But I'm not crazy about the tactics here from Parker's corner, I think. Let's have a listen anyway.
Give me some ice on his head, please.
Yeah, it is above the eye, that cut. Just in the middle of the eyebrow.
You cannot sit there and do these are too wide. Come on, we did it in the gym. Here, left hook. Here, overhand right. Get your chin.
Good round, good round.
Really good.
Certainly, first round on my card that Nascimento has won.
He's tired.
Establish your jab.
4 rounds to go. Joseph Parker from New Zealand, 22-year-old, trying to make his mark on the world of heavyweight boxing. What a chance for him on the undercard of a Klitschko fight in front of a big crowd here. 12,000 here in Oberhausen tonight. Way, way more than any arena in which he's fought before against the hardened puncher Marcelo Nascimento. Parker had him down in the first. He dominated the fight, but in that 6th round, he just went through a bit of a crisis, and he is cut just above the nose, and Nascimento will take encouragement from that too. Looks for the big right, then follows it up with a left, but rather poured with that punch. Parker still has enough power here, certainly, to trouble the Brazilian. He's just a bit over-eager to use it. That's better, though. Big left hook there from Parker. That backed up Nascimento. It's a bit open here, the Brazilian. Maybe he was getting a bit overconfident that the youngster was tiring. And it's not bad athleticism from a big man, is it? No, it's not bad at all. He was ready to fight as well. A little bit of a quieter round 7. Good left jab, though, from Parker. Just looks to have recovered his pop here in the 7th. He does have a habit of keeping those hands very low. The trainer just barking out and telling him to keep his hands up there. So wary of the punching power of Nascimento. Left hook, though, followed by the right hand from Parker. And another right. That's great work. And then another right hand. Referee's having a long look at this. Parker close to the stoppage. Parker close to finding a way into the big time. Uppercut. And he stops it. What a win for Joseph Parker. He has announced himself here. Kevin Barry called it an incredible opportunity, and Joseph Parker has taken it. Nascimento wasn't happy with the stoppage, but I don't think he can have any complaint there. Parker was landing unanswered. And for me, he has to stop that. And as they always say, it's better to stop it 1 punch too early than 1 punch too late.
Very good.
Here it is again. Set it up with the left jab there, Parker. And they're clean shots. The hands were down low. He had his back turned. Right uppercut, then another right hand. I think the referee's in his rights there to stop it. I think that's a fair stoppage. Well, I said he comes from a fighting family. Joseph Parker's dad is called Dempsey, named after Jack Dempsey. Proper fighting stock. Nascimento falls to his 6th professional defeat. And Parker really, really announces himself there. We'll wait for Gregor to give us the full verdict. But what a win for him. Absolutely terrific. And if Alex Leapai needed any encouragement, the man from New Zealand has showed the way to the fighter from Australia.
Die Ringgäste Dr. Stefan Bock aus Duisburg und Dr. Stefan Holthusen aus Göttingen haben beide Schwergewichtsboxer untersucht. Es gab eine blutende Schlagwunde bei Joseph Parker und latente Verletzungen bei Marcelo Nascimento. Und deswegen kommen wir jetzt zum Urteil des Kampfgerichtes. Sieger durch technischen K.O. wegen Abbruchs nach 2 Minuten und 21 der 7. Runde. Und damit auch in seinem 8. Profikampf ungeschlagen. 8 Kämpfe, 8 Siege, 7-mal durch K.O. Die Nachwuchshoffnung im Schwergewicht aus Auckland, New Zealand. The new PAB heavyweight champion comes from Auckland, New Zealand by technical knockout. This is Joseph Parker.
Well, he gets his hand raised. A shame that he couldn't be ushered into the middle of the ring a little bit earlier there and enjoy his moment a bit more. Well, I'm sure that the PABA heavyweight title won't mean as much to him as the fact he's come and beaten this fella. Thing is, because you get up to that level and you start getting proper fights, you get talked about in a certain company, and that's what he's done here tonight, Parker. There's the photo of the team and a very, very proud trainer as well, Kevin Barry. Rightly so too. And so much potential at the age of 22. There he is in action.
Wir bedanken uns auch bei Marcelo Nascimento aus Sao Paulo für einen großartigen, couragierten Kampf im Schwergewicht um diesen Titel. Im Ring, Dankeschön an Joseph Parker, den neuen Titelträger der PABA, der Canadian Boxing Association.
Well, even though he had that cut, awkward place as well, wasn't it? Just to the right of his eye. But he made sure maybe that goaded him into action. I thought he was tiring, but wow, really good stoppage there. Excellent. Name, I think, we'll be hearing a lot more of there.